Traditionally, we would have always said try for 12 months, but I think you've got to take that in a context. We know that women's fertility diminishes after 35. So if someone is suddenly in a new relationship at 38, 39, probably it would be prudent for them to be investigated maybe at 6 months rather than waiting a year when they might find they've much greater problems. But equally, there might be a young woman who's had medical problems in the past that, for example, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and she might know that she needs to check that out sooner rather than later when she's planning a pregnancy. So it's very hard to be black and white about it. When we investigate a couple who are trying for a baby, we would investigate the female partner by doing hormone profiles. There's a test called anti-Mullerian hormone, which looks at ovarian reserve. We would do an ultrasound scan to look at her ovaries, look at her womb, see are they normal, see if the fallopian tubes are not blocked. We do a test nowadays called hysterosonogram or saline sonogram to look at that. And all of those tests can be done as an outpatient. And for the man, we would do a semen analysis. And we would really encourage couples to do both tests in tandem rather than focusing on one partner or the other. We know that 1 in 6 couples will have difficulty conceiving. We know that in at least a third of those cases, it will be a joint problem between men and women, so that you can't say it's most likely to be a female problem or a male problem. So I think if people think they could perhaps have a problem, they can always have a fertility check, get their testing done and see where they stand. It doesn't commit them to actually going on fertility treatment. If everything comes back super normal, then they can try for a period of time before they embark on fertility treatment. And a lot of this will come down to lifestyle changes, being healthy, eating healthily, being a healthy weight, and looking at things like cigarettes before they conceive. So I think a lot of health checks and fertility checks can be valuable to reassure a couple. I think for couples where they may have had a previous medical problem, for example, if a woman knew that she'd had chemotherapy in the past, she could look at fertility sooner rather than later. Or if she had polycystic ovarian syndrome as a young girl or endometriosis, it can be prudent to check it out sooner rather than finding you've missed the boat because you left it too long.